Hello Internet, this is Josh with Tuxedo Talk, and today I want to talk about characters in media, and in that the difference between a diverse character and a woke character. A lot of people I see making videos where they use the term really pretty interchangeably, to where a diverse character is a woke and vice versa, but I don't think that's the case. And before we get into that, you have to identify what exactly is woke. And I'm gonna have to say that woke is kind of, with my definition at least, like porn, in that I can't give you an exact definition of what porn is, but I know it when I see it. And you can say that's not answering the question, and you're 100% right. I really can't give you an exact definition, but I will say that there are two elements that I would say that every woke character has. A woke character, first and foremost, has to have a progressive political worldview. You can say, pushing social justice, things of that nature, but if there's going to be social commentary, in which there will be with a progressive character, they are absolutely going to have a left and or socially progressive worldview. Definitely will not be anything traditional about them. And the next thing, now that does not necessarily mean that it's going to be a woke character. You can be a progressive and not be woke. The next thing I think that makes it necessary for where it becomes a woke character is when there's a level of resentment that's shown into it, spitefulness, just being mean towards the non-progressive mindset or character that's a foil for them to play against. And what it really reminds me of is if you go back to like the 1940s and before, the characters, I'm talking about the golden age of white supremacist media, where it's just purely racist tropes. And it wasn't just that back in those days the white male character was amazing and superior and just this wonderful individual. That wasn't enough. It was also that the non-white male character that they were pitted against was a buffoon, an idiot, a foil for them to just be seen as that much more amazing. It's like they're the karate master and this other person is just a simple idiot, stupid person who has no chance in fighting them in whatever the situation would be. It's that non-white male character is just a foil to make them look even better. And if you look at a lot of woke characters being made now, that's what I see a lot of is it's not just that the diverse or woke character is great, it's that they have to have a non-diverse, non-woke idiot character to just belittle and push them down. Now, an example of a diverse character, non-woke diverse characters, I think the two best in media is probably Spawn and Blade. And what I mean by that is that Spawn and Blade follow the traditional hero's arc. They are heroes, and even you could say Spawn is an anti-hero. Perhaps the same thing can be true with Blade. But they're just traditional hero to anti-heroes who just happen to be from a different culture. In this case, Black Americans, Black American men. So that is just an example of a diverse character. A borderline character, somebody who I think is a really, really great example of a borderline woke character, but isn't quite woke, would be Static Shock from the cartoons in the 1990s, and even Miles Morales in the Spider-Verse. Because in Static Shock, for example, if there's ever going to be social commentary or any morality, it's going to take on a progressive standpoint. For example, Static Shock detests firearms because his mother was killed by a firearm. He's very anti-gun. That's a very progressive mindset. It's always about, guns are bad. We don't want guns in our community. Now, you can be for that or against that, but that is a very, very progressive left-wing stance that show takes. But at no point is he belittling or showing people who have different perspectives as evil, bad, irredeemable, just stupid people who are beneath him. And a great example of this is, if I remember right, his best friend in that show, I want to say the guy's name is Richie, but I could be wrong, but Static Shock is black, his best friend is white. He goes over to his friend's house, and his best friend's father is racist and homophobic, and the show episode deals with this, and by the end, the father is shown the error of his ways, and he sees, like, a lot of the things I thought were silly, and even though he's not up to date and as progressive as his son and Static Shock, he's more open-minded to it, and at no point is he seen as an irredeemably evil bad character that the son Richie should disown and he should lose everything and there's no hope for him. He's still respected as a father and as a character. So that's why I say that Static Shock, while progressive, is not woke. Now, I'd have to say that great example of a woke character would be the Woman King, where it's not only that they rewrite history, but it's also that anytime where non-diverse, non-progressive people are demonized in the same way that it was for non-white, non-male characters back in the 1940s and before were belittled, you're dealing with a woke character. And I think that's why so many people reject woke characters, woke Hollywood, because it does have the same fundamental mean-spirited and supremacist feel where it's not enough for me to be good, but you also have to feel bad. And I like to at least believe, and I hope, that there's just a critical mass of society to where even if they don't completely understand that's what's going on, they can taste it, and it just has a bad taste in their mouth. So that is, in my opinion, the difference between a diverse, a borderline woke, and woke characters. So it's not a complete definition, but the next time you're looking at media and you're trying to decide is what I'm looking at here a diverse character or a woke character, I hope that those are the two things that you'll look at. Is that one, does it have a progressive stance? And two, does it just have a feel of just spitefulness towards everything that's not it?